So this roof is getting rained on. There's no roofing on it, it's just wood. That's a huge problem. Problem is it's a very heavy roof. There was rotting pillars that had to be replaced, and did a good job at that. And I want to put Ondoline on it, which is a long-lasting, supposedly semi-ecological roofing. Tiles are here, but they're heavy, bad for rain collection. So it's a troublesome roof. This is Fusion. It's a plant reproduction area. It's got a lot of kinds of plants in it. I'll try and grow anything that can be grown, given the constraints that we have. So there's plants from all over the world. Ones that have been collected over centuries by various people, ones that came from the Americas, ones that came into the Americas, food plants, medicinal plants, native plants, strange plants, any kind of cool plants that make sense at all. We'll plant seeds here. Others are from cuttings, and everybody has their fascination, whether it's flowers or medicinal things or whatever. But standing here, you get an excellent variety of plants that fit into every part of human or earth interactions. Many of them have no use for humans in some sense, and so in a sense they're not popular for agriculture. But there's many reasons to have wide variety of plants. Our long-term goal here is to make it so this is like an old growth forest. That's the goal, as if people didn't ever mess with it. Of course people are messing with it. I'm messing with it, as many humans have done to land before. But the experiment here is to see if we can have the smallest human footprint possible and have the land produce and be rich in diversity, richer even than the land might normally be. Can we, in other words, have as humans the opposite effect that we have tended to have in the past? We've turned the Earth almost into a dead planet. It's worse than just putting down pavement. We're probably all going to die because of it. I know that doesn't sound nice, sorry. But if we can get back in tune with nature, where we can be near nature, near life, and the things that we live on, without destroying it completely, which is what we have done, then at least it's a fun hobby to play with some plants for a while and think about how we can live with the richest and most powerful plants that humans have ever discovered, and in some cases have domesticated and altered. And how can we then create a natural space in which humans could actually live, almost as hunter-gatherers in a sense, less with fences and irrigation and systems that cause people to have to oppress each other, and more like sitting around on a Polynesian island with fruit laying around and having an occasional war to kill each other because it's amusing, not because we're trying to fucking destroy everything on the planet. So anyway, but this is just plants here. So this is really beautiful. We've got tons of tomatoes growing here. Oh, that's a lettuce or something. Kale or no, lettuce. We got lots of tomatoes growing here, even though they're technically kind of hard to grow in this climate. It's either too rainy or and then they rot, or too dry. We've been just doing them in pots, and we used humanure compost, and they're very happy and rich. Look, there's even plants growing on the side of this clear pot thing. Anyway, they're all flowering now, which is in dry season. This is an unusually rainy part of the dry season, since rain never happens here at this time of year, but it's here. Well, it's raining as if it was Seattle. It's very strange. Water's leaking everywhere down here. It's the most strange weather I've seen since I got here, in a sense. We've had big storms. We've had lightning hit the house. I mean, we got weather, but this is like Seattle, and so everything's leaking. It's been drizzle for 4 days. I'm not prepared for it. It tells me the things I need to fix for the rainy season. This house is full of water, which is great. All my cisterns are full, which is wonderful, but it kind of creates a lot of to-do items around here. It would be nice if we could learn to build a roof that didn't leak. Hey, this one's good, actually. This is the cactus garden. The cactus garden is not that impressive because cactuses mainly don't want to live here. There's nopales, certainly, but it's actually a joshua tree or something. But these cactuses do okay. I don't know why. And then there's a couple others that do. They're over there, and but most of them just rot. It's not great for cactuses. We might build a special space with a raised sand area or something, and have a nice cactus park or something. That would be awesome. Just like Seattle out here. It's the weirdest weather I've seen. It just rains and rains. We measure it. We get, I don't know how many centimeters a meter rain now, but it's completely unseasonal. It's been dark and rainy. My rabbits and my chickens are dirty because there's mud, and so we're fixing that. And I kind of like it. It makes me nostalgic for Seattle. Almost every day I miss Seattle and the friends I had there. I think the move from the U.S. to Mexico was less difficult than Seattle to rural. So just living without being connected to people is difficult, and I still miss and think about everyone I ever met in Seattle, and of course especially the various friends I had in various roles in my life. Now my friends are like fucking ravens that steal my chickens' eggs, and trees, and occasional strange people that come through and are interesting. Here by the totem, there's also a chess table. It's right here. We've been stacking rocks on it for fun sometimes. You can see how many high you can go, or you could actually play chess on it. I don't think there's been that many games of chess played on this table, but it's a shame. And then over here there's a nice fire pit we built for cooking over a campfire. We could use charcoal, we could use wood, and some prongs. Currently it's virgin, unused, ready to be figured out, and it's right near the totem campfire and to the lodge. So a great spot for nighttime cooking of meat on sticks or something. Personally, I'm not that into marshmallows. I think they're just sugary crap. Cooking fruits, baking fruits in the fire might also be a good idea. But a great nighttime activity. We'll see. This is a new totem pole. It's nice and colorful, and not a bad piece of artwork overall. Beto did it, and then Gato built the base. It's beautiful. Well, this unusual rain has helped me. Unusual winter rain has helped me understand some things I'm going to have to deal with in the rainy season. First of all, I knew there was an overpopulation problem in here with the bunnies and the chickens, but and I already knew that the ground was too uncovered. It just becomes mud in the rain. So we're going to throw lots of Winumo in here. Also, overall population density, of course, will go down because I'll have the other coop in progress of being built. And oh, look at this dirty bunny. This is so bunch of bummer. Look, poor dirty bunny. At least they're well fed and watered, and they don't seem to be too cold. They all do have, all the rabbits have rabbit skin coats, which is good. And the chickens seem okay. They go nest and they can deal. But this is suboptimal. This is breaking my happy animal policy almost. And I'll fix it really quickly. Because I don't like this drizzle that much. And they're out in all day. So I've been holed up in the house a little bit. This cistern is full after just a few days of drizzly rain one winter. It's a wonderful gift of the universe or whatever. Oh, it's nice. We'll be able to feed ourselves better, having water available, and feed the animals as well, and maybe water some plants for reproduction. This particular cistern is not super big, but It's good. We don't have enough cisterns. The biggest thing with rain capture is you can have a lot of capture space, but it's very expensive to make cisterns. I tend to think that if you're designing any building for the first time or building anything, that you should plan for as much storage in the system as the current rain offers. So you can store it all. Of course, it depends a little bit on your rain patterns for where you live. But here, it's as much as you need to use for the next 10 months of the year, pretty much. It's a tough rain cycle. So we need to capture about as much rain as there is annually. And I think that's a good starting estimate for people. Skimping on it and making too small cisterns actually puts your society at risk of not having enough water or having to fight over it in order to feed yourselves, which is the inherent problem of agriculture in the way that it irrigates. That's kind of one of the reasons I'm against irrigation in general. But I'm for cisterns. This is a plasticky one. There's a lot of other options. There's a great book on that you can get on water storage. Art Ludwig, I think, wrote it. And but anyway, that's one of the big challenges we have, is how to store water so that we can survive it all. It would be hard to count all the leaks in this particular roof. There's probably 8 or more. This area has quite a few interesting plants. First of all, there's the pool garden, which has gone through evolution from something into a fish farming spot, into a garden of various stages. Now we've got some interesting projects going on here. If you're interested, you can ask. Over here we've got a spot where blackberries have done well without any watering at all, which is fantastic. Most of the blackberries I planted died. These particular ones lived, and they're prospering, so we'll just continue them in this spot. This is a case where the microclimate really matters. If this is planted out in a place with more sun, less sun, different amount of thermal mass next to it, it'll die. Here's an avocado. It'll be there later. A little bit of lupins in here are turning up the soil for us, and we put in some plants here. This is one of the first plants I put in here. It's bamboo, timber bamboo. I wish I had tons of it. No, it's not invasive. It doesn't matter whether it's a clump or a runner in this particular climate, because there's so little rain that bamboo is simply not invasive in this problem. Even though everybody always says that to me, and I'm kind of sick of hearing it, to be honest. But look how beautiful it is. That's some nice bamboo. I wish I had a collection of all the different kinds of excellent bamboos in the world that could be happy here. Well, here in the orchard, there's always a little bit of action. We just had recently a nice crop of guayabas, and then they all suddenly disappeared. I think they got to a certain age of ripeness, and the birds just came and took them all. And the same thing happened with the mandarins. We did get some of the earlier mandarins, but we really got to keep an eye on the orchard, because living in a place with so much animal life and bird life is really beautiful. But boy, if you have a product, they will eat it. Well, down here in the pool garden, we've got a nice pepper plant. Here's one of the peppers. It's yellow, so it's ready to go. Get used in the kitchen. There's a bunch of green ones in there too. Surprisingly, we haven't grown a lot of peppers, but these ones grow real easy, and so we'll get better at growing them. And ideally, we grow all the kinds of peppers, as long as we don't have to irrigate them or water them too much. But we'll pick the right ones. We'll pick a non-pickled peppers to plant when the planting is good.